Assalamualaikum my dear students, welcome to studyhigh.pk and subscribe, keep in contact for more lectures and updates. Today I am going to start discussion on second lecture of clinicals of lower limb. Chapter Bones of lower limb. Today I am going to discuss the clinicals of femoral bone, a different type of fractures related to this bone. So let's start our discussion on clinicals of femoral bone. First of all, I will discuss the clinicals of proximal part of femoral. Here is a femoral bone. So first I will discuss the clinicals of proximal part of femoral bone. Then the different type of fractures are clinicals related to its shaft, and at last the consequences and fractures related to the distal end of femoral bone. First, I want to inform you the different parts. I just want to revise you. The different parts of femoral head and neck is greater trochanter, lesser trochanter. So here is the head and neck. Neck is the weakest and narrowest part of femoral bone, and most frequently femoral is fractured at its neck because it is the weakest part of the femoral bone. Head contains a small depression called fovea, and this femoral head articulates with the acetabulum of hip bone involved in formation of hip joint. So you also must know the blood supply and muscles or different types of ligaments that involve in supporting the hip joint. Like here from the sides of acetabulum, a muscle, a rounded muscle, also has a triangular shape, also called rounded muscle, whose base is or origin is acetabulum and insertion is fovea or head of the femoral. This muscle is called ligamentum teres or round ligament of femoral. So another thing that is passes through this fovea is obturator artery. Obturator artery also supplies to the head of the femoral, whereas a different type of arteries also present here that arise from the medial circumflex, like medial branches of medial circumflex femoral artery, and different type of arteries that articulate with the femoral head. You must also know the blood supply of femoral head, neck, femoral bone, etc. So first of all we will discuss the fracture of head and neck. So you must know in what type of patients this fracture is most common. In patients of older ages, especially women suffering from osteoporosis who has less dense or weakened bones, mostly suffer from the fracture of the head and neck of femoral bone. And the different parts of femoral head, it is called head, and neck consists of three parts: subcapital, just below the head, this part is called subcapital part of femoral head and neck or neck. The middle part is called transcervical part of neck, and the part, this part just below the transcervical is called basicervical. This is greater trochanter and this is lesser trochanter. Sometimes fractures occur in the area present between greater trochanter and lesser trochanter. This is called intertrochanteric area. So different type of fractures. If fracture occur in this subcapital area, then we call it is subcapital fracture. If occurs in this middle portion of the neck, transcervical area, then we call the fracture is transcervical fracture of neck of femur. If in intertrochanteric area of the femur, then we call it intertrochanteric fracture. And the less common are pertrochanteric, just above or just below the intertrochanteric area. So the area below this intertrochanteric is subtrochanteric area. So different type of fractures depending on the location, and how you can interpret that which area is suffering or which fracture is present in the patient, whether it is subcapital, transcervical, intertrochanteric, So according to your radiographs, like here is a radiograph of transcervical fracture of femoral neck, in which this area is, as you can see, this area is darkened area. It shows that there is a fracture in this region of neck. Sometimes the area that is darkened is in the intertrochanteric area of femur head. So on this basis, on the basis of different types of radiograph, you can interpret whether it is subcapital fracture, transcervical fracture, intertrochanteric fracture, which type of fracture. And second important thing that you must remember, that most commonly this fracture that is related to the neck occurs in older patients having age of 60 years or above it, or women suffering from osteoporosis or having weakened bones. So this does not occur mostly in young or adults. And all those fractures that happen in the area of the femur that involve in formation of hip joint are called intracapsular fractures, or included in intracapsular fractures of femoral head or hip bone. Now I am going to explain you what is avascular necrosis and what are the consequences of this necrosis. As I have explained you, the head of the femur is supplied by a branch of obturator artery along with ligamentum teres that involves in supporting the hip joint, and the different type of arteries from different type of branches of medial circumflex artery that articulates around this hip joint. When the fracture occurs in the femoral head and neck, these arteries also injured. There is a hemorrhage of these arteries that involve in providing blood supply to the femoral head and the neck. As a result, what will happen? As these arteries has been broken down, there is no blood supply to this area or femoral head and neck. After 24 hours, the cells of the bone, femoral head and neck start dying because of absence of nutrients, oxygen supply, hemopoietic cells that involve in formation of different type of RBCs, WBCs also start dying. So when this area, due to necrosis of tissue cells of the bone, this area become dead. What will happen? This bone becomes a dead bone. So in this case, avascular necrosis is also occurs as a result of fracture of neck or head sometimes. So if this condition is severed, then you have to replace your hip bone. Surgical hip replacement. So you must also know what is avascular necrosis, what are the consequences of this avascular necrosis, and why which type of arteries that involve in providing blood supply to the hip bone, especially head and neck. So we have discussed the different type of fractures: subcapital fracture, transcervical fracture, basic intertrochanteric fractures related to the proximal part of hip and femoral bone, and the intracapsular fractures that involve those structures that involve in formation of hip joint. If broken, then we call intracapsular fractures of hip joint. Now we are going to discuss the second part of clinical of femoral fractures of shaft of femur bone. We have discussed different type of proximal fractures. Now we are going to discuss the shaft of femur bone. First of all, you must know that our femur bone is directed towards the medial side. If I am drawing the shaft in this direction, it means that I am drawing the femur bone of left leg. If I am drawing the shaft of in this type diagonally, it means that it is a femur of right side of the body. So first of all, the fractures of shaft of the femur are very less common in adults. In children, in which there is a process of growing and maturation of bones is still under process, like children of age below 16, the fracture of femur is possible. due to trauma or direct hitting of the femoral shaft. Sometimes what will happen, there is a spiral fracture of the shaft of the femur. What is spiral fracture? In this condition, if this is a femur bone, it will broken spirally like this. And second part, lower part will also broken in this situation. So they are broken in a way that like this. As a result, what will happen? This bone after fractured bone will move a little down than the normal, and this fractured bone will move a little in upward direction. As a result, what will happen? There will be a shortening of forelimb. So this type of fracture called spiral fracture results in shortening of forelimb. Spiral fracture. In this patient, one leg is totally normal, and second, this part of our bone will show, femur bone will show a little shortening. Why? Because of spiral breakdown or diagonal breakdown of the femoral shaft. So two important things. What is spiral fracture? In this spiral fracture, breakdown of bone occurs like this, and there is overriding of the different parts of the broken femur. As a result, there is a shortening of forelimb. And second important thing that you must know about the fractures of shaft of the femur, that it happens mostly in children having age below than 16 years. Now we are going to discuss the last part about clinicals of femoral bone and its consequences is the distal fractures of femoral bone. And when it happens, what are the consequences that patient face after distal fracture of femoral bone? You must know that what is the structure of femoral bone. Femoral bone in distal part consists of two condyles that articulates with our tibia and involve in formation of knee joint. Medial condyle and lateral condyle, it also consists of epicondyles. So first of all, when fractures of the distal part of femur occurs, there is a separation of the medial and lateral condyles of our femur bone. Not only this occurs, but the arteries that are present in its anterior or posterior side, like there is a artery, the popliteal artery, that supply blood to the lower leg as well, is also be affected or broken down when there is breakdown of distal part of femur. As a result, the blood supply to the lower leg will also be affected by this fracture of femoral. So what are the important things that you must know about the distal fractures of femoral? First, there is a separation of the condyles of the femur, the popliteal artery that is present just behind or in posterior surface of the condyle of or distal end of the femur will also be broken, or will also be, the hemorrhage also occurred. As a result, blood supply to the leg will also be affected by this hemorrhage, and there will be also misalignment of the condyles, as these condyles involve in formation of knee joint. Knee joint will also be affected because of the distal fracture of femur bone. So this is our today's lecture on clinicals of femoral bone. First, I inform you about the different type of avascular necrosis and proximal different types of proximal fractures: intertrochanteric, subcapital, intertrochanteric, pertrochanteric, and transcervical fracture of neck. And avascular necrosis, why happens, ligamentum teres, and in what type of patient or what type of patient mostly suffer from this type of fractures or fractures of the neck? Those women who is suffering from osteoporosis or having age of above 60 years, men or women mostly suffer from fractures of the neck. Whereas the fractures of the shaft, I also inform you about the diagonal or spiral fracture and consequences of this spiral fracture of shaft of femur. And in what type of person it occurs? It occurs in children having age of below 16 years. whereas fractures of distal end of the femur results in separation of condyles, misalignment of this joint, and hemorrhage of popliteal artery, and the blood supply to the leg will also be affected because of hemorrhage of popliteal artery. So these are the different type of clinicals about femoral bone, the largest bone or thigh bone. So hope you best of luck. In next lecture we will discuss the tibial fractures and their consequences, how you can identify treatment, etc. Hope you best of luck. Allah Hafiz. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you.